This is the Sun, our
the student newspaper.
How are you?
Good. New York State has cut funding for Cornell by 30% over the last 4 years. As part of a broader picture of declining state.
Colonel, you're leading in the presidential poll that was released yesterday. Can you just talk a little bit about any possible presidential campaign from you?
When you're not a candidate, you're always leading. I learned that many, many times running for mayor and other positions, so I don't pay much attention to that. It's a very good field of candidates, and I want to make sure the Republican candidate has the best possible candidate to run. And if at some point along the way I think it's me, then I'll decide to run. If I think it's someone else, I'll support them.
Quick follow-up. On a scale of 1 to 10, where would you gauge whether you would run or not tonight or today?
I don't gauge myself. I let other people do that. I let other people observe me. I just try to live my life and make decisions.
Yes, Jeff Dunn from WHCU Radio. What are some of the factors that you would weigh in considering another run to the White House?
Well, I mean, there are a lot. I mean, the main one is I would like to see a Republican elected in 2012 for some of the reasons I talked about earlier. The debt that this country is accumulating is almost at the point where it could do permanent damage. It needs to be reversed. President Obama doesn't seem to be serious about that. A president is going to have to be serious about that if you want to protect the American economy. So I would have to make a decision about whether I think there is a Republican who would be a really good opponent for President Obama that could win. If I thought there was, I'd support that person. If somehow I came to the conclusion to be me, then I'd probably do it. But that's not on my mind right now. What's on my mind is the commencement speech I'm about to give on leadership. Yes.
Rep. Pete King said that you were close to running, but if you don't run, would you endorse him?
Would I endorse Pete King? I'd endorse Pete King for anything. Pete King is one of my oldest friends. I know Pete from way back when I was in law school, and we were associates together at a law firm known as Nixon Mudge. That's for President Nixon, before he ran for President of the United States. So Pete and I are friends for many, many years. He is probably one of the most preeminent members of Congress, probably one of the biggest experts on national security that we have in the country, a man of intense integrity and a tremendous patriot. So I don't know what else I can say about him. I think he's just a remarkable public servant. We're very, 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 very fortunate to have him. Yes?
I'm with WBNG Channel 12. Why, did you, want to come here and speak to these graduates, and what today is going to be maybe your main overall message?
Well, do I want to be like a psychological question?
That you want. It's like.
Of course, I wouldn't have fought very hard for it if I didn't want it. The question is, are you the right person to run for it? I don't know the answer to that yet. It really depends on the field. It depends on what their positions are, how it all shapes up. I found out last time, no matter how much you want to be president, there are a whole group of Republicans out there that get to decide that. You don't get to decide it.
I do a quick follow-up on the bin Laden question. As we approach the 10th anniversary of 9/11,
yes.
What is it that you want Americans to keep in mind now that Osama bin Laden is gone?
I want Americans to keep in mind that this is not yet a part of our history, like Pearl Harbor. Pearl Harbor is part of our history. It's over in the sense that the people who are enemies are now our friends, some of our closest friends. But September 11 is an ongoing part of our situation. For all these people who graduate, they're going to be challenged by Islamic extremist terrorism for the foreseeable future. The people who killed us then, or the cause for which they killed us then, is just as alive, just as intense. And as a result of capturing and bringing Osama bin Laden to justice, we may be even in more danger in the near future. Ultimately, I think it'll make us a lot safer. But I know the president realized, even when making the decision, that the short-term consequences are possibly more danger for us. Although ultimately, I think this was a very, very big step that will make us safer and will eventually end this whole Islamic extremist terrorism situation. I think when you take out a leader of that magnitude, it doesn't mean it ends the movement, but it's the beginning of the end. Thank you.
Unfortunately, you're an enthusiastic crowd away too.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.